Welcome back to the frosty cap of the world, folks. It's Beaverworx Diecast Racing and the Igloo Proving Grounds getting ready to bring you the next Group 1 cars for the Battle of the Birds tournament. We haven't done a tournament for a while here, folks, and we have been itching. What we've got for you, 3 groups of races, 4 callers each. We need a winner from each one to go fill out the spots in the final race, and there's a wild card position that is for the top points of the cars that did not qualify in the qualifiers. Breaking down the point system, we've got first place gets 3 points, second place gets 2, finishing the race gets you 1, finishing the race on your wheels gets you a point, longest jump gets a point, flatbed gets a point, and bonus points at the end of the round for the longest jump and the fastest time. They are going up against the Igloo main track this week, folks. You've seen it, you love it. This is multi-manufacturer, multi-surface track, going down through a measured jump ramp, 3D bot maker corner, down our final straight and into the flatbed finish area. All right, vehicles. Pulling in some heavy hitters from the diecast racing community, we have Big Mike from NZ Racing going to be taking the race team 5-pack down. Excellent. Welcoming to the Igloo Proving Grounds, we have Greasy from Campbell Creek Diecast Racing going to be taking number 2, the Hot Wheels Muscle Mania car. Fresh out of the pack and another driver fresh to the Igloo Proving Grounds, Puff from Puff's Racing is going to be taking that 1969 Fast and Furious Daytona. No stranger to the Igloo Proving Grounds, Jimmy Pinkeye, who is currently our mainline champ, is going to be taking that number 4's Hot Wheels Flames Daytona. Race 1. All right, here we go, folks. We got the 4-car format going on here. That means we are going to rotate the start positions 4 times. Here we go. And we got Big Mike's doing a aileron roll right off the start, and he's flying out front. He's got this one in the... Oh, wait, no, he's on his roof. He's still sliding down there, and it's going to be Jimmy Pinkeye. Sneaks past in the flames. Gets an 11.90 in that one. It looked like it was going to be Big Mike in that Hot Wheels 5-pack, but no, he ended up on his lid. Greasy from Campbell Creek Diecast Racing ends up slipping through there, and it's going to be Puff from Puff's Racing. Didn't quite make it on the first run. You can see him right there petering out as he gets through the 3D bot maker corner, and there's nothing but carnage coming over top of the line there. Let's get over there and take a look at the jump cam, and we got race team 27 centimeters. Big Mike looked like he pulled the elevator up coming through there. Jimmy Pinkeye and the Flames coming through for 15 centimeters. That's all we got on the shot, and you have got to be in the shot to get a shot on the jump cam, folks. Here we go. Igloo replay, and you can see right there, Big Mike doesn't even skip a beat, gets that car all the way around, coming down the main stretch, pegs off a rock, and then still has enough to come back and get that jump, and then over he goes on the 3D bot maker corner because he was just coming in too hot. And there's Jimmy Pinkeye, and that Flames gives him a little bump, like, excuse me, over top of the line he goes. And then we got Greasy coming through at the bottom as well, Campbell Creek Diecast Racing. Jimmy Pinkeye, 11.91 time and 5 points is going to lock down the first round. We got 4 points for Big Mike and NZ Racing, which is great for second place. 2 points for Greasy, and Puff gets 0. Race 2. Moving along here, we got race number 2. All cars have advanced 1 position over to the right. We've got Mania and Flames out front. Jimmy Pinkeye going up to Greasy. It looks like Greasy's over on his lid already. Jimmy Pinkeye's way out front. He's got this one in the bag. Wait, he just smashed into a rock. That did it. Big Mike slipped past in the race back. That was like an exact opposite of the first round right there. Jimmy just gave that one away to Big Mike coming through. He had that one in the bag and lost it coming through the 3D bot maker corner. There it is him. He's on his lid. Second place, we got Greasy down through the bottom, and we've even got Puff made it this time. Look at this. Right there, he is way out in front, all good to go, and then comes off a rock. Looks like he kicked over and hit Big Mike on the way through. Ha! What a interesting round that was, folks. All right, let's go check out the jump cam. We got 21 centimeters for Fast and Furious. Mania is coming through 18 centimeters. That race team is over 26 centimeters flying every round. Flames coming through 22 centimeters there. Igloo replay. Let's see what happened there, folks. We've got the Mania car and the Flames car out front. That's going to be Greasy and Jimmy Pinkeye. They're all in a nice group all the way down to the bottom. And then it happens right there. Greasy goes up on his side and up to his roof. He's holding up the Fast and Furious. Puff is right stuck behind him. And then we got Jimmy and Big Mike take off, and Jimmy's got it in the bag right here, and a little too much cooking on the 3D Pop Maker corner, loses it coming out of there, goes over the edge, bounces off of a rock, bounces off of Big Mike. Big Mike squeaks on past, gets up onto the top there. Nice race, and then wait for it. Here he comes. There it is. And yep, there it is, folks. Puff makes it over top of the line, gets the 2 points, and it's going to be Big Mike, 11.12, 6 points, which is almost a perfect run here, folks. That's going to make him at the top with 10 points already, 0 for Greasy, 2 points for Puff on that run, 3 points for Jimmy. There's the Johnny Lightning Daytona. It's got the rubber tires, so it doesn't go well against the hard tire, but we're working on that, folks. Halftime highlights. Let's check this out. That right there. Big Mike and that rock. The rock comes up. He just doesn't even feel it. Goes right back over, kind of used the rocks to bounce him back onto the track, and look at that. Comes back and pulls a massive jump right afterwards. Almost wins the race, but then second race. Jimmy Pinkeye had it. He was going to go through and then took it off the rock and gave that one to Big Mike. Look at that. Bang. You know he felt that going through there. And there's Big Mike. Takes the hit. Sneaks right past at the line. Excellent action on the first run. Don't forget to help out the channel by clicking the notification bells, smashing that like button, that algorithm. And then there's a super thanks option. You can check that out if you like. Moving along, race number 3, we've got Greasy, we've got Puff out front, Fast and Furious in the Mania, and there they go! It's a nice little crew there, staying in a nice group all the way, all 4 on their wheels, still all the way through the jump, and there it is. It's going to be Puff goes over first, and it's just a calamity over the line there. We're pretty sure that was Puff from the Fast and Furious car right there made it over first, but we're going to go back and check out the line cam because that was intensely close. That was a tough battle. It was close all the way through, and there it is. Puff makes it through first. Then it's going to be Big Mike and the race team. Then we've got Greasy slipping through there. At the same time, that group was tight all the way down. Look at that. It wasn't until just the last little bit. Front runner gets on his lid and bunches everybody up over the line. Awesome. All right, let's check out the jump cam. Fast and Furious, 20 centimeters. It's going to be Mania at 18. Race team still flying at 26, coming through there. Flames at 21. Awesome looking bunch coming through the jump that time. Almost picture perfect like the last couple. All right, checking out the Igloo replay. There's a good group right there. Looks like race team is actually pushing Puff through there. Not sure. They still keep it together all the way down the mid straight over top of the jump. It's looking great, and that's right there when Puff is like, darn, he gets on his lid. That starts screwing everybody up. It looks like race team Big Mike is trying to get through there. Everybody's trying to get through the gap before the line, but just ran out of space. Still, excellent looking race that was, and it's going to be Puff, Fast and Furious with a 10.73, gets 4 points out of that run. Big Mike still ends up getting 5 points for getting the longest jump and all the rest, 2 points for Greasy and 1 for Jimmy.
Race 4.
All right, folks, here we go. Final race of the evening. We've made it full rotation. We've got race team Big Mike out front with Puff, and they are off. Race team is out, way out already. We got Puff and Mania right there behind him, and look at that. Race team's on his roof again. Go figure. He makes it over top of the line first. He's got Puff pushing him along. We've got Mania down there, and wait, where's Jimmy? Yeah, it looks like we lost Jimmy on the track somewhere. It looks like we got everybody else bunched up down here, and Jimmy is just outside of the Crash Racers corner. It looks like he wiped out on the first stretch. We're going to have to go check out some replays to find out what happened there. But meanwhile, 18 centimeters for race team. He gets the distance. Fast and Furious coming in with a nosedive right there. Nice. And then we've got Mania coming through 15 centimeters at the end there. What an interesting race that was. Okay, here we go. Igloo replay. We got Jimmy in the back row there, and you can see him back there. He's still there. Race team is way out front, almost got a full car length by the time they get to the bottom of the first stretch, and that's when we lose the Flames right there. He went over at the bottom of the straight, and everybody else is still cruising on through. Everybody's crazy through that 3D bot maker corner as usual. That is kind of a roulette wheel coming through there. You got to be nice and stable to get through that on your wheels, clean and make it look cool, and these cars are far from stable. We know that. All right, there's the bunch at the bottom, folks. Race team 10.66 fastest time, 5 points. Look at that score, 22 points. He gets the longest jump and the fastest time of the evening. Closest he got is a tie for second. There it is, Flames, Big Mike, NZ Racing. He's going to fill our first spot in the finals. Look at that, awesome looking casting. One of the newest ones we got there. Big shout out to the rest of the guys showing up for today. We had Greasy, Campbell Creek Diecast Racing, 5 points there, and the tie, 9 points each for Puff from Puffs Racing and for Jimmy Pinkeye in the Flames from Integrated Racing Sciences, folks. Next race is going to be the Group 2 cars. There they are right there. That's going to be fun. Today's race was brought to you by the Igloo Proving Grounds Race Shop. We have got cars going all over the world this year, so make sure you keep your eyes out on all of the rest of the diecast racing tracks just in case you see one of the Beaverworx Race Shop's vehicles out there. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Battle of the Birds number 3, Group number 1. Next race is going to be Group 2 coming up in a week's time. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page and the TicToc channel just for little short videos and updates every now and then. Big Beaverworx shout out to all you good folks for checking out our stuff. From Beaverworx Diecast Racing, we will see you next time. Welcome back, everybody, to another beauty day on the mountain as Beaverworx Diecast Racing and the Igloo Proving Grounds bringing you Battle of the Birds 3. Group 2 cars going on here. These are our lowriders, our lowrider modified, and we've even got an FTE inside there. Should be a good combination to race today. Folks, we got our Group 1 winner, Big Mike from NZ Racing, going to be filling the first spot in the final. Today we're looking for the second one. 3 points for the first place, 2 points for the second place, 1 point just for finishing the race, 1 point for finishing the race on your wheels over the line, that is, 1 point for the longest jump, and 1 point for a flatbed finish. What are the features we have here at the Igloo main track? That's what they're going up against today, and it is multi-manufactured, multi-surfaced. It's got a measured jump ramp in the middle of it and a 3D bomb maker corner coming on the bottom side. Then we go out a main stretch and into the flatbed finish area right there.
Vehicles.
Quite literally found this one underneath the neighbor's garage. We had the race shop open her up. Boondock from MQH Racing is going to try it out to see if the race shop did a good job. Beauty First Edition's FTE Superbird. James Ironbeard from Ironbeard Racing snapped this one up nice and fast. It's going to be good today. Let's check it out. From the 2014 Hot Wheels Rod Squadron, this thing is excellent looking. Sneaky Pete from Elevation Diecast Racing is going to take it today. See how it does. Gryphon Soul from Gryphon Soul Racing is going to be taking the first modified Beaverworx Superbird here. Thing's been lowered, got some extra weight added in. Should be excellent to go.
Race 1.
All right, here we go. We are doing the 4-car format here at the Igloo Proving Grounds. That means we're going to be rotating start position to the right each race. Here we go. We got FTE is way up. We got Squadron. It was off the track. He hit. We can't tell what happened there. Look at this. That FTE is flying big time. And we got a flatbed finish out of that already. James Ironbeard inside that FTE just pulled off what looked like might be a perfect run. He's on his lid. It doesn't matter. He is still on the flatbed. That counts. Right there, there was some carnage all through that race. There's the rest of the other two cars made it down on the bottom. Rod Squadron did not make it. He is right there. Over the rail he goes. Looks like we got maybe some casualties there. We're going to have to get the emergency crews are already on scene checking that out. Not screwing around with the emergency crews. They know what they're doing. All right, let's check out some replays going down the mid-stretch. And there is James Ironbeard way out in front with that FTE. That's a fast car if you can hold it together. Checking out the jump cam. 21 centimeters for that FTE. Coming through. 19 centimeters for the Flames mod. Wait. Race champions coming through at 18 centimeters, and we did not get Squadron because he did not make it as far as the jump. Include replay. Race number 1, check that out. That FTE James Ironbeard is way out front already. That is a fast car, and it looked like Sneaky Pete might have got snuck up over top of the rail there. That was Rife and Soul pushing him up, and that there modified Super, you never know. Anyways, cameraman's a little slow trying to catch up to James Ironbeard because he just flew. That is a fast time. That's one of the fastest times we had yet, and was able to plant it on the flatbed roof or not. It is still on the truck. That's what counts. Great first run tonight, folks. That was awesome. Winner James Ironbeard, 9.36 and a full 7 points. Perfect run. 4 points for Grife and Soul, 3 points for Boondock, and Pete gets 0.
Race 2.
Moving on, all cars advanced 1 position over to the right. We've got Grife and Soul and Boondock out front here. There they go, off the start. We got a nice group all the way through there. It's looking good. No, FTE's off the track. He wiped right out. James Ironbeard is not going to finish on this one. We've got nothing but carnage at the top of the corner. Looks like Sneaky Pete got left at the top of the hill. We got Boondock and Grife and Soul kind of skating around at the bottom there. There they are. Looks like Griffin's going to have the win on this one, folks. There's Sneaky Pete at the top of the hill, and it looks like James Ironbeard is nose in right there. He went down the pebble path instead of the main track right through the midsection. Holy moly. Let's check out the jump cam. Flame, 17 centimeters. Race champions coming through 23 centimeters there. There's Rod Squad at 21 centimeters, and there's James Ironbeard coming in too close. Looks like he wiped right out coming out of the Crash Racers corner. Checking out the Igloo replay. Look at that. What a grouping right there. It's just looking like James Ironbeard's kind of pushing the looks like, and he kind of pushed a little too hard, got off the track and went right down the pebble path, wiped out, didn't get the win on this one, didn't get the finish on this one. Instead, it's going to go over to Grife and Soul. He's just sitting there sliding around, skating over the line. He still gets the win. Him and Boondock are the only two that finish. 11.58, 5 points for Grife and Soul on that one. 4 points for Boondock, MQH Racing, and 0 points for the other two. Johnny Lightning, Daytona right there. All right, checking out some highlights there. This is when Sneaky Pete got bumped up over the rail, got into the crowd, knocked some people over. They are okay according to the emergency crews, then comes back. There's James Ironbeard making the flatbed finish at the end of the first round. Gets a perfect round the first time, and then second round ends up getting over the rail and takes the long way all the way down the pebble path, ends up on his lid there. All the carnage left Sneaky Pete up there too. Don't forget to help out the channel, folks. You can get that notification bell and smash that like button. There's also the super thanks option down there. You want to give the channel a little hand, help us out? There it is.
Race 3.
All right, moving along. We are advanced over 1 position. Again, we've got Sneaky Pete and Boondock out front. Look at him go. Sneaky Pete's way out in front with that Squadron already flying over top of them. Jump just cuts a beautiful line through the 3D Pop Maker corner and is at almost up onto the second shelf there. Everybody makes it this time. There's all sorts of carnage at the line, and we still bumping around down there. What a great run by Sneaky Pete there in that Rod Squad. There's the FDE coming in second place there. There's everybody else down there at the bottom. Boondock, Grife and Soul. What an excellent race that was. Let's check out some replays now. Going down the mid-stretch, Sneaky Pete's way out in front. That was a great time he pulled on that one. That Rod Squad just dug in and stuck it right to the end. Excellent race. Let's check out some jump cams, 30 centimeters for the Rod Squad. That thing is flying. 16 centimeters for the FTE race champs coming through at 20, and 16 for the Flames mod coming at the end there. That was one impressive jump by the Squadron. Rod Squad, Sneaky Pete was just flying on that one. It was like they got elevator control. He just yanked it up, kept it straight. Look at that run. That car is fast. When he gets these things hooked up, when you catch your line and you're able to hold on to it, they go great. You can see that FTE is all squirrely coming down the midsection there, holding on to it, but Sneaky Pete got a perfect line right down over top of the finish line and going for the second shelf. Looks like he's aiming directly at that flatbed, just ends up a little bit short, but he ends up getting the race. What a nice looking car and a beauty race that was for Sneaky Pete. 9.62 time, he gets 6 points on that one. Great stuff. 4 points for James Ironbeard, 2 points for Gripe and Soul and Boondock.
Race 4.
All right, last race of the evening, folks. We got Sneaky Pete and James Ironbeard, the FTE and Squadron out front this time. We got FTE way out. He's going, Squadron is right on his tail. They are pulling away from the rest of the pack. Oh, look at that. Sneaky Pete gets around with a 9.68 time, going for the top flatbed. Just about had it. It looked like FTE James Ironbeard got a little squirrely, and Sneaky Pete took the line around. Beautiful pass. Did an excellent cut all the way through the 3D Bob Maker corner. There he is up there. He is the winner of the last race there. There's James Ironbeard. There's Gripe Soul. And then there's Boondocks. We all made it down over top of the line on this last race, but Squadron and FTE are way up front. You can see Squadron going around FTE on that last run, coming down the final stretch. What an excellent race that was. All right, going back and checking out some jump cam. See what the distances were on these ones. FTE, James Ironbeard, 26 centimeters there. Squadron, one more, 27 centimeters. Gripe and Soul's coming through at 15 centimeters. And Boondocks didn't quite make it into the shot. You got to be in the shot to get a shot on the jump cam. Here we go. Eagle replay. Let's check out this final race came out and checking out that Squadron pass. FTE is way out in front. James Ironbeard's got this one so far. Coming down the mid-stretch, and you can see he's almost pulling away, but still getting squirrely, getting around, loses control. Looks like he even bounced off the Ford a little bit. Squadron saw it. Sneaky Pete sneaks around, takes the win, and even goes for that top flatbed. Look at this leap. Just about sticks it, too. He hit it, couldn't get the wheels down on it. That would have been the extra point, but still made that whole race look awesome. Sneaky Pete gets the last race on that one. Pulls 6 points off. That's almost a perfect round. This has been a great race so far, folks. There it is, 9.68 time in the Squadron. Not quite enough to get to the top point. Gets him 13 points altogether. Ties in with Gripe and Soul. Boondock coming in at 11, but the big one is 15 points for James Ironbeard in the FTE. He's going to be taking the second spot in the final race. There it is. What an awesome looking casting that is. 2006 First edition FTE. Big shout out to the rest of the guys showing up here. We got Sneaky Pete, did a great job in that Rod Squadron. Then we got Boondock over here in the Racing Champions, MQH Diecast Racing. And then we had the Flames Mauled Gripe and Soul from Gripe and Soul Diecast Racing. Great stuff. Next race is going to be the Group 3 cars. Make sure you're hanging out for that, folks. This week's episode was brought to you by the Beaverworx Race Shop. We got cars, they're building them out and sending them out to the different diecast racing tracks out there in the world. Make sure you get out there and check that stuff out from the Beaverworx Race Shop. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Beaverworx Battle of the Birds 3 Group 2 cars. Group 3 cars are going to be coming up next, folks. Don't forget to check out our Facebook and our TikTok just for a little short vids and little pieces of information every now and then. And a big Beaverworx track shout out to all you good folks for watching our stuff. From Beaverworx Diecast Racing, we will see you next time. Welcome back, Diecast Racing fans. It's Beaverworx Diecast Racing and the Igloo Proving Grounds next. Battle of the Birds 3. Check that out. Group 3 cars. This is the Race Shop modified set. We have got some great race action for you people this afternoon. Group 2 cars, we had our winner last week, and it's going to be James Ironbeard in that FTE. He gets the second position in the final race. We are looking for the third today, and we've got a tight points race for that fourth position already. Points, 3 points for the win, 2 points for the second place, 1 point just for finishing, 1 point for finishing on your wheels, 1 point for the longest jump, 1 for a flatbed finish, and bonus points at the end of the round for the longest jump and the fastest time.
Vehicles.
From the Team Transport, this Superbird had the Real Rider rubber tires underneath it. We got rid of those. Race Shop polished up some axles, put some Hot Wheels underneath it. Big Al from Big Al's Customs, the race legend, is going to try it out. First of our M2 machines conversions, we've got this thing all hollowed out, put some polished axles and some nice Hot Wheels underneath it. Numbskull from Numbskull Diecast Racing is going to take this super long, super heavy bird for a run. The second M2 Machines Classic that we've put together here is got FTEs with the axles underneath it. We've got Grayson Raiden from Z47 Spirit Racing is going to take this monster. It's got the opening hoods, opening doors. Last but certainly not least is the suspension mod. This is our most experimental ride and newest out of the Race Shop. We needed an expert. Baby Cookie Junkyard Joust is our survivability expert, and she is going to try this ride out. All right.
Race 1.
All right, let's get the show on the road, folks. This is going to be 4-car format. We will be rotating the start position to the right each race, and we're off. We've got Big Al out front already. Numbskull's right behind him. Then it gets switched up by Grayson Raiden. He's giving him a hard time all the way. Big Al is backing over top of the line. He got switched around there, and it's going to be Grayson Raiden. We even got Baby Cookie going for a flatbed on the top shelf there. All right, lots of action already on the first round. We like to see that. All right, there's your winner, Big Al, right there. And then we got Grayson Raiden. He's up there going for a flatbed as well. Baby Cookie's made it. And then we got all the way down Numbskull. This is all 4 cars over top of the line. It was a good tight race all the way through there. Big Al just ended up staying out front, getting pushed along all the way through there. Let's go check out some jump cam. Coming through the first one's going to be Big Al at 9 centimeters, and then it's going to be Grayson Raiden 17 centimeters in that FTE, Numbskull 18 centimeters in the Hearst, and then the suspension mod with Baby Cookie laying it down with a 25 centimeter jump there. That's going to be the maximum one for there. She's going to get the points. Checking out Igloo Replay. Let's see what happened on that one. Big Al is out front already. He might actually get pushed by the FTD behind him. Right there, you almost see Numbskull put it on its side, but throws it back down on the wheels, gets it. Baby Cookie makes a move on the inside here, gets almost 2 positions, and then just gets stuffed up in that block. It was all nothing but blockage from Big Al. He just barely gets it over top of the line. That FTE was catching up fast. Great race. We got points for all cars on the bottom of that, but there's Big Al, 5 points, 10.66 altogether. That's going to give him the race. 3 points, Baby Cookie. Grayson Raiden comes through second place at 4, and Numbskull gets 2.
Race 2.
All right, here we go. All cars have rotated position. 1 spot to the right. We're going. We've got Baby Cookie and freaking Numbskull out front, and already we've got that FT. Whoa, Baby Cookie's gone. She's way faster than, oh no, she's on her lid already. She's sliding. Look at that. It's going to be Grayson Raiden and the FTE just sneaks right past, and then Baby Cookie ends up getting bumped over for second place by Big Al. What a wild ride that was right there. We got to check out some action right there, and it looks like Numbskull didn't make it. He ended up stalling out at the top of the hill there. Looks like he got all wrapped up in all that carnage. There's carnage all over the end of that race. Look at that. All right, checking out some jump cam. Baby Cookie again in that suspension mob, throwing down 23 centimeters. We're waiting for everybody. 17 for the M2. Then we've got Team Transport and Hearst coming to 14 and 16 centimeters respectively on that one. Looks like they hit at the same time. Igloo Replay. Look at how far out those two, Baby Cookie and Grayson Raiden, in that FTE shootout from the other two, and then for some reason that Superbird with the suspension just launches out of that Crash Racer's corner, and it looks like kind of lost it coming over the ramp, and then just sliding all the way, just enjoying it like it's a sliding down on her back, and then bang, right there, gets a tap over for second place, while Grayson Raiden streams past for first. That's going to be the win for the FTE. That thing's a beautiful looking mod. 11.19 centimeters, 5 points gives him the second round. Baby Cookie's coming in at 4 points, 2 points for Big Al, and Numbskull didn't finish and he gets 0. Getting lots of great action out of these Daytonas and Superbirds, usually not so great on the track. Halftime highlights, though, we got first round is really smooth. Didn't get the good action until second round here. We had Baby Cookie, had it in the bag way out in front, then just had a big old slide ride down there. Got pushed over the line by Big Al at the end there. All right, Beaverworx International Races and Fun Monster Channel, and they are doing their first mail-in. Beaverworx is down there for a part of that, folks. Make sure you get down to the Races and Fun channel and check their stuff out because it's always fun. Creative ways to use all the off-the-shelf stuff. Races and Fun, great channel. And while you're here, don't forget to click that notification bell. Smash that like button because the algorithm will like us. And then there's the super thanks option. If you want to help out the channel, there's a way you can do it, folks.
Race 3.
All cars have advanced one position over to the right. This time we have got Grayson Raiden and Baby Cookie out front. These are the two fastest cars, and look at them. They are wheeling out in front of everybody already. We got the FTE. Grayson Raiden's out front. Baby Cookie's making a move on the inside, and she gets over on her lid again. Gets all mixed up in all sorts of chaos there. Everybody's wiping out, coming down over top of the line. Can't tell. Might have been the FTE, that the only one that made it down on its wheels. Grayson Raiden right there, man. First place. All right. And then you've got Big Al. Then you've got Numbskull. They've all made it down, but Baby Cookie's up on the top of the corner, didn't make it through this race. Let's see what happened there. She got up on her lid, and everybody else just scooted around her this time. Didn't have enough momentum to make the big slide ride this time. Worked the first time, didn't work the second. 17 centimeters for the FTE. Baby Cookie still laying down the jumps with 24 centimeters there. That's going to get her a point anyways. 21 centimeters for Big Al. Hurst is coming through, 19 centimeters. Numbskull Diecast Racing. All right, include replay. Check out the two out front. That is going to be Baby Cookie and Grayson Raiden. The FTE and the suspension just going. There is a good grouping right there. Line abreast. That looks like NASCAR right there coming through that midsection. Then there it is. Cookie goes over. She's on her lid, going for the slide ride. Didn't make it this time. Grayson Raiden gets around and takes right off. All alone over top of the line there. And then we got both Numbskull and Big Al doing a big rollover. Grayson Raiden gets this one with a 10.27 and 5 points, and he was the only one that made it over the line on his wheels, and even Baby Cookie got the longest jump, so she got a point too.
Race 4.
All right, here we are, moving on. Last race of the evening. Everybody has advanced over to the right. We've got Grayson Raiden and Big Al out front, and it looks like Grayson's way out front right. Big Al is up on his lid, and he is blocking the other two. Both Baby Cookie and friggin' Numbskull are back there, and it looks like it's going to be Grayson Raiden takes this all the way over. There's Baby Cookie coming through. Whoa! They made him buy that win, didn't they? That was a malachi right there at the end. Check that out. And there he is. He's okay. Grayson Raiden there. Then you've got Numbskull down there. Baby Cookie ended up on her lid again, but she was on her wheels over top there. And this time, Big Al didn't make it. He's the one that ended up on his roof right there and just plaguing everybody coming down the mid-stretch there. And then look at that hit right there. They made him buy that run. That looks like that actually blocked Numbskull from coming over the line. Distances, we got 16 centimeters for Grayson Raiden coming. Then we got a whole grouping right here. 14 centimeters, 16 centimeters, 17 centimeters for those three that all came through in a pile. Nice. Igloo replay on the final race of the evening. And wow, that was kind of goofy. Let's check out what happened here. We got Grayson Raiden out there. Then we got Big Al, loses it on the corner, catches an edge, and he just blocks both Numbskull and Baby Cookie. It looks like Baby Cookie's even hooked up in his spoiler, just pushing him all the way down the midsection. That loses so much time for both of them. Grayson Raiden's got this, free sailing, pulls a good run, didn't wipe out, and gets it over top of the line in that beauty M2 FTE. Red and black, great coloring. Beautiful looking casting. Looks like Baby Cookie here and Numbskull wanted to show some appreciation there at the end. There it is. Numbskull actually didn't finish, and Not sure if he did that on purpose or not. Either way, Grayson Radin, 7.53, gets 5 points again in a row, plus the 1, gets him 20. Baby Cookie pulls a 13, 10 points for Big Al. And Numbskull gets 3 after he participated in Appalachia at the end. But moving on is going to be the FTE mod. M2 Machines, Grayson Radin, Z47 Spirit Diecast Racing's going off to the finals. Big shout out to the other 3 teams coming out and participating today. Numbskull from Numbskull Diecast Racing, big on the Diecast Racing League. Then we've got Baby Cookie from the Monster Channel Junkyard Joust, privileged to have them here. And Big Al from Big Al's Diecast Racing, another big name out there in the Diecast Racing world.
Wildcard.
You heard it, folks. It's time to pick the wildcard number 4 spot, and we had a 3-way tie. Look at that. Round number 2, Sneaky Pete, Gryphon Soul, both gets 13, and Baby Cookie this round gets 13. That means we've got 13 points spread out across 3 cars. Oh yeah, that means we got a next race is going to be the wildcard race to find out who's going to get the 4th spot in the final to go up against these 3 already. This week's episode is brought to you by the Beaverworx Race Shop. We've got cars going out all over the world. Make sure you check out all of the other diecast racing channels just in case you see one of the Beaverworx Race Shop cars out there. All right, what an awesome night of racing that was. Group 3 is now taken care of. We've got 3 cars going for the 4th car for the final in the next race, the wild card, because we ended up with the 3-way tie. Who saw that coming, eh? Either way, folks, that was it for tonight. Big Beaverworx shout out to all of you good folks for coming out and checking out our stuff from Beaverworx Diecast Racing. We will see you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Lance.
And I'm Lester.
And we're doing the Battle of the Birds wildcard.
So, before we get started, did you do something to your head? You look a little different.
Got a new plumbus in the mail and tried it out. Poof, voila.
That's it. You look a little bit more human and less like gum.
Maybe, but if you ever get a chance to try one of these things, do it.
Yeah, all right. So, what we have going on today is a special edition of the Beaverworx Head-to-Head.
Yeah, more like a head-to-head-to-head.
That just makes it sound like a rainbow hot tub party.
Not what I meant.
We have the 3 top points qualifiers from the Battle of the Birds, and as you know, there's only 1 spot available in the final.
And we are here to weed out the 2 non-hackers that don't have the sheer will to race in our beloved final.
Damn, Lance, doesn't that seem a wee bit over the top?
Yeah, sorry about that. Must be the new haircut.
Or binge watching Full Metal Jacket for the last 20 years.
It's just so good, though.
Anywho, for this 3-way elimination, all 3 cars will do 1 qualifying run to get the track time.
Then the 2 slowest times will do a straight up 2 out of 3 race. Then the winner from that one will go and do a 2 out of 3 with the fastest time.
Winner of that will be the wild card champ and fill the 4th spot for the Battle of the Birds 3 final.
Now let's do some qualifiers. First up is Sneaky Pete from the Group 3 cars. Came back after a big wreck in the first race to win both Race 3 and Race 4 on that group.
Let's see how he handles the track solo.
Indeed.
Up on the starting gate, you can see him. Here he goes. He's off. Great start going down the first run.
That car's got a real low center of gravity. Those wheels tucked way up inside.
Almost launches himself up off the top of the 3D Pop Maker corner. Makes it over top of the line with a 10.86.
That little track excursion would have shaved some time off.
Tricky corner to handle at these speeds. There he is. 10.86 for Sneaky Pete. Next up is Gryphon Soul from Gryphon Soul Racing. Group 2 cars, and just by staying consistent with the extra weight the race shop added, kept it stable through all 4 races. Winning the 2nd race tied him with Sneaky Pete for points.
Don't have to have top speed if you can just keep finishing. Let's see how he goes. Off the line, he's going down off that first straight. This car keeps on its wheels, keeps straight over top of the jump.
Again, stable right through the 3D Pop Maker corner. Out the end, gets up on 2 wheels.
2 wheels still does count as on your wheels over the line.
10.73 time for Gryphon Soul on his qualifying run. Just puts him ahead of Sneaky Pete.
Last qualifier of the day is Baby Cookie from Junkyard Joust. Was able to finish all the races, including this on her roof second place finish. Got the overall longest jump.
And she's driving one of the race shop's first suspension mod attempts. Let's see how he handles it.
Comes down off the first straight nice and fast and goes into these corners. That suspension helps on the corners and on the jump.
Coming into 3D bot maker corners, she's a big rail grind off the top there and was still able to hold it and come over top of the line. At 11.06, a little bit slower, but still good performance from that car.
Upright over the line and a good clean finish at 11.06 still isn't too bad.
There's the qualifying times, and it looks like it's going to be Baby Cookie is going to be going up against Sneaky Pete in the first 2 out of 3. There they are right there. All right, let's get on with it.
Interesting combination. Beaverworx modified going up against a Hot Wheels factory stock. Going down the first stretch and they got it. And there's like Sneaky Pete is over.
Couldn't handle that corner coming down in too hot. Meanwhile, it's Baby Cookie's going to be walking away with this one all alone over top of the line. 11.77.
Looks like Sneaky Pete ran into the stability bug coming out of the Crash Racers corner and Baby Cookie walked away with this one.
And one of the rare occasions when she actually kept it on her wheels over the line. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. Baby Cookie's got a reputation to be a survivor and a solid racer.
Sneaky Pete and that Rod Squad seems to be stability issues with that thing. When it hooks up, it's super fast, but other than that, it ends up on its lid quite a lot.
Definitely a vehicle that runs hot and cold.
Same with the suspension vehicle, but Baby Cookie was able to hook it up this time, no problem. Let's go check out the Igloo replay, whole thing on slow motion again, just to see what happened with Sneaky Pete.
Right off the start, you can see Baby Cookie's already starting to get a little bit of an edge, and then Sneaky Pete's catching up by the bottom of the first stretch and just couldn't handle the speed. Looks like he caught an edge and flipped over.
That is a trouble spot on this track. Coming out of the first stretch, going into the Crash Racers corner, at those speeds, it's hard to keep your control.
Driver skills pay the bills when it comes to the Igloo main track, and sometimes it's not the vehicle, it's who's driving it.
And Baby Cookie just hit it out of the park on this run right there after a great qualifying run. Winner of the first of the 2 out of 3.
Sneaky Pete needs to get to this next race because this is a sudden death situation.
All right, moving into race number 2, and we've got Sneaky Pete on the outside this time, Baby Cookie on the inside. There they go down the first stretch, neck and neck, and
boom, there it is. Sneaky Pete goes over and looks like this one's going to be all Baby Cookie again.
Boom! Then Baby Cookie goes over at the line. Looks like she still made it and still gets the race.
Looks like she has so much fun just flipping that car over and riding around on the roof.
That works out okay here when you're doing a 2 out of 3, but you lose the point on the main race.
True that. Shiny side up over the line gets the extra point.
All right, let's go check out the slow-mo Igloo replay. This is the track isolation noise replay, apparently, according to the memo here. Either way, coming down, they're neck and neck right there. Sneaky Pete gets up on 2 wheels one way, looks like he's going to stabilize, and then flips over the other way.
Little bit of overcorrection at the wrong time. Ended up flipping over the opposite direction than when he was correcting it. And gave Baby Cookie the run, and she did a great job.
And of course, textbook at the end, flips it over and goes for a big ride on the roof because she just thinks it's fun. Guess, not sure.
Sometimes just getting to the bottom of the hill and the Igloo is all the challenge.
Either way, looks like she had lots of fun and she made it 2 out of 3. That means that she's going to be moving on.
Congrats to Baby Cookie from the Junkyard Joust, making it to the next 2 out of 3, and thanks for showing up, Sneaky Pete. Nice job.
All right, here we go. We got Baby Cookie going up against Gripe and Soul in the last rounds. This is going to be great. This is 2 Beaverworx modified cars going to head-to-head with each other.
2 awesome YouTube channels as well.
Not to mention 2 super cool drivers, and it's Baby Cookie way out in front again, and looks like she's going to have this one.
Flies over top of the line and going for a flatbed finish on the top shelf. Doesn't quite get it, but gets halfway. Doesn't get the extra point here, but man, it looks cool.
Just like the home channel show, it's always got to pull out something surprising. And that was a great shot for the flatbed right there, showing off some talent coming down on that run.
You've got to have the talent to be able to even in this competition, as we've shown already. These Superbirds are not known for being stable on the track.
That's really too bad. Kind of like the Superbirds and the Daytonas. They're awesome racers.
NASCAR King Richard Petty showed everybody how to do it back in the 60s.
Well, Baby Cookie showing everybody how to cook it this time. Look at that. Slow-mo, down over top of the ramp, nice and stable, and you can see that suspension just bouncing.
And cut a beautiful line through the 3D bot maker corner that time.
Gripe and Soul is still there, but that car showed to be a little bit slower, but always stable, and he's still going to make the finish.
And there you have Baby Cookie making a shot for the flatbed.
awesome time too. Absolutely sent it on that run. That means that she's getting the first race out of this one. This has been a winning streak so far.
She has been doing a really good job at keeping that car stable over the last few races. Let's see if she can keep it up.
There's an even start, but Grape and Soul is way out front already, and Baby Cookie tried to cut in the tail end. Almost looked like a pit maneuver.
Don't know what kind of maneuver it was, but it ended up her on the roof right before she got out of the Crash Racer's corner. That just handed the race to Grape and Soul.
Right when we mentioned that she had a perfect race so far, then she rolls it.
Sounds like we're spoken a little bit too soon. Either that or just underestimating how much fun it is to roll that car over and ride around on its roof.
Well, she's just a baby, so fun stuff is going to be pretty distracting.
This is true. More fun with the box than the toy that came in it. Either way, checking out the Igloo replay, we can see Gripe and Soul is out in front by the time they get to the bottom of the first stretch.
That car's not really known for its speed, but it definitely is stable. And right there, you can see where that come in handy. All that extra weight, and Baby Cookie could not get underneath the back end and give him any kind of trouble. He just slid right through that.
Cuts a great line through the 3D Bockmaker corner and is going to come down the final stretch nice and straight.
Over top of the line, and that means that just tied it up 1-all. That's going to go to race number 3.
You can tell both of these drivers really want to get in on that final.
All right, Gripe and Soul gets 1 race, Baby Cookie gets 1 race. We are moving into race number 3 here.
Been a close race with 2 totally different kinds of cars. 1 full suspension, 1 extra weight.
Looks like they're both kind of even coming down off the first stretch, and it looks like Baby Cookie's up on her side, and Grape and Soul is just ripping right past there.
That was almost dirty pool right there, but doesn't matter. Grape and Soul is over top of the line.
12.82 time. That means he's going to get the 2 out of 3, and he's going to be moving on.
That was almost hard to watch.
What do you mean? That was a great finish. Rubbing is racing.
But she's just a baby.
Really? Really? Are you going to go there?
I'm just saying.
This is Baby Cookie. She's like the toughest baby in the multiverse. Go check out the channel.
Anyways, back over to the Igloo replay. Let's check out the slow-mo on that one.
Well, if you were racing that kid, you'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, probably.
Back to the Igloo slow-mo replay. We can see right there, perfectly legit move by Grape and Soul.
All right, I get it.
Keeps it together all the way over top of the jump. That car is repeatedly showing how stable it is, even if it doesn't quite have the top end.
Grape and Soul doing a great job holding it through the 3D Bockmaker corner, and again, being able to pull off an on-your-wheels good stable finish.
That's been the trademark of this car, being able to finish every race and make a good battle all the way down.
And there you have it, folks. Grape and Soul's going to fill up the 4th spot in the Battle of the Birds final. Gets the 2 out of 3 on Baby Cookie. She did a great job today. Make sure you check out the parent channel, Junkyard Joe's.
They have an awesome channel. So does Grape and Soul. He's going to be moving on, taking the 4th spot in the wild card. Check out his channel.
So there's your lineup for the Beaverworx final. Big Mike NZ Racing, James Ironbeard from Ironbeard Racing,
Racing Raiden from Z47 Spirit Racing, and Gripe and Soul Racing.
Big shout out to all the drivers that didn't quite make it this far.
That means you got your 4 drivers, and our job here is done.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you at the finals. Welcome back, Diecast Racing fans! It's Beaverworx Diecast Racing and the Igloo Proving Grounds doing the finals for the Battle of the Birds 3. There they are. Top 4 cars, top 4 drivers. They were able to battle through a 9-car field. Group number 1 winner was Big Mike NZ Racing. He got 3 out of 4 wins, 2nd place on the one he didn't get, and was able to rack a massive 22 points. Group 2 winner was James Ironbeard Racing in that first edition's FTE. Even after accidents, he was able to nail a flatbed finish, and the fastest time and the longest jump in one round got him a perfect round, 7 points. And Group 3 winner was Grayson Raiden, Z47 Spirit Racing in that Race Shop M2 machines with the FTEs underneath it. Got 3 out of 4 wins and a 2nd place on the 4th one. Was able to get 20 points. Then Lance and Lester from the Beaverworx head-to-head had to step in for the wild card. We had a 3-way tie right there, and we had to do a head-to-head to find out who was going to be moving on to the final, and it was going to be Gripe and Soul. In the Flames mod, that's your 4 finalists. Let's do this.
Race 1.
Here we go. We got the 4 finalists on the line. First race out of the finals. Let's see how it goes. Off the start they go. And it's going to be Grayson Raiden out front. Naturally, he was on the pole. And he's going to be followed right now by, looks like Graveman Soul's got it. And he's on his lid as soon as he gets it. And we lose James Ironbeard as well. Look at that. It's only going to be Grayson Raiden and Big Mike over the line. Grayson Raiden gets the race. He is up on the top shelf. Big Mike was on his wheels as he got over the line and just kind of did a roll afterwards there. James Ironbeard barely made it out of the 3D bot maker corner, and we got Grayson Soul just before the line. Checking out the mid-cam, you can tell they're all one great big mess coming into the 3D bot maker corner. 2 of them made it out, 2 of them didn't. After that ramp coming into that corner is a dice roll. Checking out the jump cam, we got the M2 FTE at 24 centimeters. That's a good long jump. Flames mod coming through at 16. Then we got the first FTE at 19 centimeters, and the Big Mike in the 5-pack Flames car comes through at 23. Checking out the Igloo replay, folks. All right, this was a great battle. These are the 4 Superbirds and Daytonas that were able to make it down the Igloo main track at least more than once, enough to win their group, and now they are in here going at each other. Look at this. We got M2, that M2 Machines from the race shop, did a great job. It's a good heavy car. It's good and long. No good on most other tracks, but here it's doing great. There you got Grayson Soul. He is upside down, holding up the other 2. That made it wide open for Grayson Raiden in that M2 to walk away with this one. M2 Machines goes out of their way to get the details looking awesome on their castings, and the race shop did a great job dialing it in. There it is, folks. 10.40 for Grayson Raiden, 6 points in the first round, 0 points for Grayson Soul. James Ironbeard comes off with 0 and 4 points for Big Mike.
Race 2.
Moving along, all cars have advanced 1 position over to the right, as is the 4-car format here at the Igloo Proving Grounds. And we got the 2 FTEs out front. James Ironbeard is taking it already, and he's holding on to it. Over top of the ramp, he gets a little squirrely through the 3D bot maker corner. Grayson Raiden is trying to catch up, but he doesn't quite have enough time to get it. And it's going to be James Ironbeard by a tail. We're pretty sure it was just like inches, but the judges are calling it for James Ironbeard. Let's check a replay on that, and there it is. Less than a quarter of a car length, basically a bumper. He won it by that spoiler. There it is right there, folks. Everybody made it over top of the line this time, made it down to the bottom. Everybody is on the rack for points. Great looking race that was. They all kept a nice group. Big fight all the way to the end. Nice job done by all the drivers. Let's go check out some jump cam. Mid-track ramp, we got James Ironbeard going nose high at 16 centimeters. We got Grayson Raiden going nose low at 11 centimeters. And we got Big Mike way over there, 17 centimeters. And Grayson Soul, 16 centimeters. Everybody over the jump and everybody over the line. Everybody's on the board for points this time. Igloo replay. This is their track noise isolation cam slow-mo replay coming down into the Crash Racers corner. They are in a one big clump, just holding on to it. James Ironbeard sneaking out there. Grayson Raiden is right behind him. They all come over the top of the jump, nice and stable. And then it's right there. James Ironbeard gives Grayson Raiden a chance to get past, and he still just slams it in reverse. Denies Grayson Raiden the win just by a few inches on the back bumper, pulling off that reverse maneuver. Nice job, nice driving by James Ironbeard. Gets a 10.66 and 5 points. Great way to finally get on the board there. 4 points for Grayson Raiden, 2 points for Grayson Soul, and 3 points for Big Mike. Lots of great action coming out of these Daytonas on this whole tournament, folks. Great stuff. All right, you can help out the channel. Don't forget to grab onto that notification bell and smash that like button. And there's the new thing. We call it the super thanks option, but we're going to call it the love button. You can grab onto that if you want to help the channel out.
Race 3.
All right, moving along, all the cars have advanced over. This time we've got Big Mike and James Ironbeard, the FTE, and the newest of this Daytonas out there. That was a Superbird. It's hard to tell. They're both the same thing, just different tags. Either way, look at the move we got coming from Grayson Raiden out the back there, but it's still going to be James Ironbeard's going to have this one, and gets a big bump from Grayson Raiden, and Grayson Raiden goes back and smacks into the tow truck, runs over one of our track workers. Now, that's not very nice. Good thing it happened right there in front of the emergency crews. There's James Ironbeard, winner of that one. There's Grayson Raiden, the guy that decided to hit everybody. Big Mike didn't quite make it over the line, ended up sliding on his roof at the bottom, and then we had Grayson Soul. He was able to plow through and get over top of the line and on his wheels, so he gets the points for that. Going down to the jump cam, checking it out. FTE 21 centimeters. And you got Big Mike in the Flame, 17 centimeters. The
M2 FDE getting through there, and then Gryphon Soul coming through 17 centimeters. Igloo replay. Let's check out the slow-mo on this one. What happened to Big Mike? He was out front there looking all good. He's getting chased by Gryphon Soul, and he's hanging back. Meanwhile, you had James Ironbeard's pulling out in the lead, coming down through that stretch, and there's Big Mike gets a little sideways, and Grayson Raiden is just pulling right up, bumps right through. Big Mike gets up on his side, and then Big Mike gets up on his side, and it doesn't matter. It's over there. The James Ironbeard and Grayson Raiden down over top of the line. Grayson Raiden just smokes James Ironbeard, almost puts him on the flatbed. There it is, 10.34 for James Ironbeard. 5 points on that round, 4 points for Grayson Raiden for the second, 2 for Gryphon Soul, and 0 for Big Mike.
Race 4.
All right, awesome action tonight so far, folks. Final race of the evening. Everybody's advanced one place over. We've got Gryphon Soul and Big Mike out front, and it's going to be Big Mike's in the lead already. He's holding on to it. All he's got to do is hold on to the corner. He gets a little squirrel, and he's sliding all over the place, but it's still going to be Big Mike, Gryphon Soul, and James Ironbeard. It looks like we lost Grayson Raiden somewhere up on the 3D Bob Maker corner. There's Big Mike. There's James Ironbeard, and then we got Gryphon Soul. He was able to get second place on that one. All right, and then Grayson Raiden didn't make it out of the 3D Bob Maker corner. Looks like he got upside down, which is rare for that big heavy M2, but that happens on this track because that bottom half is crazy. All right, checking out the jump cam. We got Big Mike stretching it out 23 centimeters there. Gryphon Soul comes through the nosedive at 13 centimeters. We got the FTE James Ironbeard coming through at 19, and Grayson Raiden comes through at the end at 20 centimeters. Gets a good jump, not quite long enough. Igloo replay, slow-mo on the final race tonight, folks. There it is. Big Mike has got the lead, and he's holding on to it for dear life right there, and it's just nothing but one clump of Superbirds and Daytonas. They're keeping it tight all the way through there, down over top on the jump, and right there, you can see Grayson Raiden does something rare on the jump and flips over, ends up not quite getting the race, and it's gonna go to Big Mike right there. Last race of the evening, puts him on the scoreboard with some authority. There it is, 6 points, 11.32 time. There's the finals, but it's still going to be Grayson Raiden by a couple of points, 15 altogether after he got the bonus point. So he and that M2 is going to be the Beaverworx Battle of the Birds 3 champ. There it is, folks. What an awesome performance by Grayson Raiden inside of that M2 Machines Beaverworx customized M2 69 Daytona. What an awesome car. James Ironbeard in that FTE. Then we got Big Mike in the newest of the cars we have here. And Gryphon Soul holding up in that Beaverworx first modified Superbird. And a big shout out to all of the rest of the drivers that signed up and came out and participated in this one. Made for some excellent racing and some great action on this track with some of the hardest cars there are to build and race in diecast racing, the Superbirds and Daytonas, folks. There wraps up Battle of the Birds 3. We got Grayson Raiden gonna take this one. Again, this is all brought to you by the Beaverworx Race Shop, folks. We got our cars going out there in the world big time this year. Make sure you check out the other tracks and channels out there to see some Beaverworx Race Shop cars. Go at it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Battle of the Birds 3 tournament. Great fun doing this one. Big Beaverworx shout out to all of the participants that came out to throw down on the track. 2023 is going to be a big year for Beaverworx. We're going to be doing some more audience participation stuff, folks. So make sure you keep checking out the channel for updates. And don't forget, we got a Facebook page and a TikTok. We throw up some pictures and little updates in there every now and then. Got to get our social media game back on track. All right, big Beaverworx shout out for all you good folks coming out and checking out our stuff. From Beaverworx Diecast Racing, we will see you next time.